summer. One of my friends told me about it. But the other day, my friend came up here and posted a picture, and it was beautiful. So we decided we cast it a lot, and we're coming back from Moab, and thought we'd stop out and see what it has to offer.
Yeah, I definitely can see why there'd be an increase in tourism. I mean, awesome place. I'm sure it's just growing exponentially due to word of mouth.
Today's Wednesday, and
among other things.
There's a lot of people that are already up here.
Yep.
Mother Nature has spent thousands of years creating her majestic work of art known as Hanging Lake, located just outside of Glenwood Springs, Colorado, in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. Hanging Lake is a 1.5-acre lake and is reached by a steep 1.2-mile hiking trail. The trail begins at the bottom of the Glenwood Canyon and travels up through Dead Horse Creek Gulch with a 1,020-foot elevation gain. In recent years, Hanging Lake has become one of Colorado's most popular hiking destinations, and its popularity has threatened its future, proving that it may be possible to love something to death. Our love affair with Hanging Lake began with its discovery over 100 years ago. There's an old tale about the lake being discovered by a man searching for gold in the Colorado River. He came across a dead horse at the opening of a gulch, followed the gulch up, and came out on the backside of the lake where he saw the pool of water hanging under the cliffs below him. The earliest actual recorded history of Hanging Lake begins with Thomas Bailey homesteading the land and the lake in the early 1900s. Then in 1912, after the Taylor Bill was passed, allowing cities to purchase federal land, the city of Glenwood Springs bought the 760-acre parcel, including the lake and the trail, for $953, after Bailey was unable to legally secure the land. Over the next 30 years, the trail was updated and by the 1940s had become a popular spot for tourists. So in 1945, Hanging Lake Resort was opened at the trailhead, which included a gas station, cafe, 8 cabins for rent, and burros or horses available to ride the trail to the lake. In 1968, the resort was removed when the construction of Interstate 70 began and the land was returned to the U.S. Forest Service. Hanging Lake has a fragile ecosystem, and this is why the high amount of traffic is so threatening. The lake was formed by a geological fault line which caused the bed to drop away from the valley floor above. Water flows over Bridal Veil Falls into the lake. The shoreline is fragile and made up of travertine created from dissolved limestone. Carbonate minerals produce the clear turquoise color of the water. Forest rangers charged with patrolling the area have been trying to manage the growing problems which accompany the growing crowds.
This place is nuts. I started middle of May this last year, and every day our parking lot's been full. It's full from about 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on weekdays. Weekends we still see crowds. If you go back to the parking lot, you'll see that it's now full. So in 2011, it was named a National Natural Landmark by Congress, and so it was at that point in time that Hanging Lake gained a lot of popularity. And so that was in 2011, and from that point on, there's just a massive growth of folks that would be showing up at the lake. And so they were averaging before that about 1,000 people a year, and now we average around 1,000 a day. Putting it up to 130,000 people last year, and this year I think we're on course to see more like 150, 160. So with that, it's actually really eroding the trail quite a bit. It's just with this many visitors, if you take a look at the trail itself, you're walking on a lot of rocks that are uneven and roots that are exposed. And so that can just present some dangers to folks that are hiking. We get a few injuries throughout the year and we have to call search and rescue. It's primarily ankle injuries. We see it with with risks and other things as well from people falling. But that's the main thing. We get a lot of folks that say that our trail is in great condition, and the reality is that it's not. We try and do what we can, but there's just a lot of erosion that's taking place. We pick up a lot of trash. We're not people's mothers and we're not garbage men, but it's something that we do just because if we didn't, the place would be an absolute mess. And it's unfortunate. And on top of that, just the overcrowding itself makes it for a lot of offshoots of trails. So you get a lot of social trails that just kind of split off onto the side of everybody wanting to go take a look at the river or see what's over in this area. And it's not really what we want to do. We want to try and preserve what's taking place here. And by having the public go wherever they want, it's kind of destroying what's up there, and it's making it so it won't last as long as we really want it to. Also, we want to preserve the pristineness that's up there. And so people go up there to relax and enjoy the scenery, and they can't so much when what they're seeing is people as opposed to nature and the natural beauty that we want them to see. They aren't able to because people are in the way.
Many suggestions have been made to resolve the growing problems affecting Hanging Lake, but until a solution is found, its future remains uncertain.